There are many ways we can increase our cash flow, from investing in stocks to turning a hobby into a business. But my next guest says one of the quickest paths to wealth is in the real estate market. Perhaps buying a home to resell or rent may look like a good opportunity, but what is an investment without some risks? Here to tell us about all the upsides and downsides of buying property below market value is Jordan Goodman. He is the author of Fast Profits in Hard Times, 10 Secret Strategies to Make You Rich in an Up or Down Economy. Jordan, thanks for being with us.
Great to be with you, Rob.
So what is the secret of buying real estate in a down market like this?
Well, dealing with distressed sellers, right? If people really need to sell one way or the other, they can give you some fantastic deals. And these are the times when there's lots of distressed sellers out there. So that's the general idea. And then there's some specific ways to do it. You can do it in pre-foreclosure. When people are heading towards foreclosure, they're real eager to give you a deal. In foreclosure, at foreclosure auctions, even estate sales. You can buy homes after somebody's died. There's a lot of ways to get great deals in the market today.
Okay, first let's talk about some of the upsides, some of the ways that this can work out well, and then we'll get into some downsides. The first upside, you say, is that, of course, there are some huge potential profits when you're buying in a market like this.
If you can buy it way below market and sell it, even not at full market value, but even a little bit less than that, you can make a lot of money very quickly. And what people don't realize is you don't need credit and you don't need cash in many cases, because you can have the existing owner of the property want you to get it out, and you have to put down very little, so the profits can be indeed enormous.
And another thing you say is it's counter-cyclical. Is this sort of the Warren Buffett approach of be greedy when everybody else is fearful?
That's right. In real estate, people are very fearful right now because values have come down so dramatically, particularly in places like Las Vegas or California or Florida. So everybody's running away from real estate. That's when you want to go in there and get really, really good bargains. The quality of the real estate's good, just the financing has been what's kind of crazy lately.
Another upside you mention is, and this is somewhat altruistic, I suppose, is that you actually could be helping someone by doing this now. How so?
Well, for example, say somebody's headed towards foreclosure in the pre-foreclosure situation. They're looking for a savior. And you, Rob, are my official savior here to come in and get me out of the situation before I have to take a foreclosure and really ruin my credit that way. So that's just an example where you're providing solutions. Real estate is about solutions and providing solutions for somebody. They are glad to have you help them out of the situation. The bank isn't going to help them, but you as an investor can help them.
All right, now let's talk about some of the risks.
Sure.
And I mean, risk number one, of course, is another downturn in the market. I mean, back in 2007, if we'd been having this conversation, hey, get into the real estate market, it could have been a disaster.
Buying at the peak is very dangerous kind of thing.
How do you know?
Well, you want to take a look at the demographics of the area. Are people moving in? Is there economic growth going on? Like North Dakota right now is a hot area because of oil shale. That's very low unemployment. You don't want to go where people are moving out, where there's unemployment, where taxes are going up. So that's to kind of give you an indication in general if things are going up or down in that particular market.
Another downside to real estate is that it's very labor intensive, right? It's not something like a stock where you buy it and then it just kind of does its thing. You actually have to be involved with this.
That's a passive investment stock. This is an active investment.
Right.
But that's the good part about it, is that a lot of people aren't willing to do that, and therefore if you're willing to spend a little bit of effort. And the other thing is you have to be a people person. Real estate is not about real estate, it's actually about people. It's making contacts with the potential buyers, contractors, realtors. Once you kind of get known in an area, amazing things can happen, and that's why it is more active.
You say there is a moderate amount of risk when you're buying something below market value. Why is there more risk potentially below market value?
Well, it depends how low it goes. I mean, if it's way below market value and there's not further it can go down, then there's not that much risk. If you buy it slightly below, then there's more risk. I mean, we've seen people thought when they were buying houses in 2006 and 2007, they thought they were getting great bargains. Turns out they weren't. So that's the kind of risk. But there's a lot less risk now that prices have come down so dramatically.
Very tough to pick a bottom. Let's talk about financing a little bit.
Very important.
Usually it's going to be required for anyone getting into this. What is the best way to look at financing a real estate purchase like this when it's really being done for an investment?
The best way to do it is a new strategy a lot of people haven't heard about, which is called mortgage equity acceleration. There's actually a website people can find out about it, which is truthinequity.com. And what you do is you have a liquid line on the home, like a home equity line of credit. A HELOC would be an example. You keep the income from the rental, or if you're your own home, your income in it. Every day that goes by, you're pushing down the principal. And the end result, Rob, you can pay off a mortgage in 5 years instead of 30 years with the same payment. It's a pretty amazing thing. Truthinequity.com, they can find out more about it.
What about folks who have credit issues? A lot of people have had their credit hit over the last couple of years. What's the best approach for them?
Well, in many cases, you're going to get financing from the seller. Okay, particularly if you've got a desperate seller, they may be willing to almost turn the house over to you in many cases. You need minimal financing if you can take over the existing mortgage. There's a lot of creative things. You can do what's called assignment, where they assign the house to you. You don't need cash or credit. So that's the thing about real estate, is if you don't know how to play the game, you don't need a huge amount of credit, you don't need a lot of cash to be very profitable.
Quickly, Jordan, what kind of person is really best equipped to be trying to make money in the real estate market?
A people person, somebody who really likes people, willing with people, kind of creates a community that way, and somebody who's good with numbers. I mean, there's a lot of numbers involved here. You got to make sure you do it right.
All right, I appreciate your advice, and hey, maybe some new real estate moguls out there after this crash we've seen over the last couple of years. Okay, Jordan Goodman, thank you very much.
ABC News Now, good to know.